It's caused by dust in the air and spikes during this time of year.
Each year, 150,000 people are infected with an airborne life-threatening disease, with 50,000 becoming sick. In 2009, more than 8,000 cases of valley fever reported across the United States. In Arizona, more than 6,000 cases reported, with 30 deaths.
Valley fever is caused by Coccidioides, and that's a fungus that's found in the soil, predominantly in the southwestern United States, Mexico, and parts of South America.
Ken Komatsu, I'm the state epidemiologist with the Arizona Department of Health Services. Cocci is a fungus found here in the southwest of the United States and predominantly here in Arizona. It causes a respiratory infection.
Dr. Royce Johnson joined the faculty at Kern Medical Center as Chief of Infectious Disease in 1975. In the early 1980s, Dr. Johnson worked closely with Dr. Hans E. Einstein, who helped develop the drug amphotericin in the 1950s, along with the azole group of drugs on vaccine trials. He instructed participants on the nature of this disease.
Coccidioidomycosis has been known in San Joaquin Valley for more than 100 years. It produces a wide variety of clinical problems. The disease is caused by a fungus that's found in the soil. It's found really throughout the southwestern portion of the United States, but the highest concentrations of the fungus are in the Tucson area, going up towards Phoenix, and in the Bakersfield area going up to Fresno. The illness that's caused is primarily a lung infection caused by inhaling the spores of the fungus that's growing in the dirt that are inhaled during daily activities, usually out of doors.
This fungus grows as a mold in the soil, and under the right conditions it starts to produce spores, and these spores then can break off into the air and could be caught into the wind, and then an individual may inhale those spores and become infected with the fungus.
Spores are the hardy forms of the fungus Coccidioides immitis that can live for a long time in harsh environmental conditions such as heat, cold, and drought. Coccidioidomycosis is a serious disease that cannot be destroyed easily once it becomes disseminated. At times, it is fatal. The victim's family spoke to us about their tragic loss.
My daughter is Jacqueline Faith Hernandez. She died August 1st. It completely attacked her body, completely like cancer. What we thought was a little pimple on her nose and thought it was a spider bite, and diagnosed it was valley fever, cocci. She was fighting for the last 2 years. She wanted to come home, go to school, finish school. You know, we wanted to bring her home to walk her across the stage and, you know, receive her diploma, but unfortunately she didn't. You know, I was hoping to walk her down the aisle, give her away to somebody, you know, handsome, but unfortunately her body shut down and she couldn't fight no more. She struggled, you know, good 8 months. It lasted 2 years. You know, we struggled. She was 180 pounds down to 91 pounds, you know. Her immune system shut down. It just attacked her like cancer.
Our sister, Edie Preller, was diagnosed in 2006 with valley fever after the doctors had originally assumed that she had double pneumonia, and one complication after another led to her passing.
She started journaling, and that's what these books are. She wanted the world to know what it did to the body. She hallucinated, She always gave to the world. And that's what we're here for, is to tell the world what valley fever will do. And that's this.
Anywhere from 2 to 5% of people who get valley fever symptoms go on to disseminate. And that means that the valley fever spreads beyond the lungs throughout the body.
Among the 2 to 5% that go into dissemination, independent record label HMF Entertainment's recording artist Wapo has been a disseminated coccidioidomycosis survivor the last 13 years in Phoenix, Arizona.
My name is Wap from HMF Entertainment, also Wap Wap ENT. At the same time, you might know me as Wapo. Where I'm from is the state of Arizona, Phoenix, burning soil, as what you see on my face.
After an unfortunate incident, he was stung by a bee in Southside Phoenix that caused his whole face to swell up with lesions.
In 1996, I was coming back from California. In 1996, also was grinding on Tamarisk and doing my hustle. So at the same time with me doing my hustle in the area where I was staying at, it's infested with a lot of dirt, a lot of different diseases. In other words, with me grinding over there in a bad area, I end up catching a disease called valley fever.
Unaware and unable to find the right doctor, doctors were not sure what it was causing Wapo's face to swell up.
When I got stung by the bee, I didn't know actually what it was at the time, so I went to the doctor and had it checked. Once I found out later on during time that it was more than just a sting, I recognized that it was valley fever. Right here is actually where it all started. Apartment right here. But I was in an area where it was a lot of bees, a lot of infested stuff over in the areas, and with me getting stung on my forehead, it started swelling up on the top of my forehead, which it started going down into the side of my face. The swelling started erupting more and more and more and more, prospering bigger and bigger. And going to different doctors in the metropolitan area, they could not describe or give me an exact case of what I had.